So, I've been getting this question a lot. Rachel, did you really do the application yourself, or did you seek help from an immigration lawyer or consultant? And well guys, to answer that question, yes, I did the study permit, the work permit, and the PR application myself. And maybe you're thinking like, wow, like this kid was able to do it. Like, so maybe I can do that as well. And you probably can, but, and there's a big but, even if I DIY'd my application, I would still suggest to proceed with caution. Because if you're aspiring to come to Canada, there are a lot of things that you would have to consider before starting an immigration application. Oh yeah, by the way guys, I'm Rachel, and welcome back to my channel. And yes, I'm that girl that kind of knows something about Canadian immigration. In today's video, I'll be helping you decide if you should DIY or seek legal help from an immigration consultant or lawyer with regards to your visa application. So without further ado, let's begin. Okay, let's first start off by differentiating DIY from seeking legal help. DIY is short for do-it-yourself, and well, as the name suggests, the applicant is responsible for figuring out their visa application. That includes filling up application forms, knowing the application fees, document requirements, and like the overall procedure in applying for a specific immigration program here in Canada. Okay, now let's go to legal help. Okay guys, this is very, very important, as there are only two people that can help you with your immigration application and charge you a fee. First is an immigration lawyer, and it's not just any immigration lawyer, it has to be a Canadian immigration lawyer. And they must also be registered with one of the law societies here in Canada to practice their occupation. Second is an immigration consultant. They're registered by this really long name called ICCRC, and it's Immigration Consultants of Canada Regulatory Council. Whew. Nobody, and I mean nobody else in Canada or outside of the country can charge you a fee except for them. Because in fact, charging someone to help them with their immigration application, if you're not one of the two, is illegal. Okay, so now that we've differentiated the two, let's now dig deeper into the discussion and talk about the pros and cons of each option. Okay, let's start with the pros of DIY. At the top of my mind, I'm already guessing that you're also guessing what I'm guessing, which is that it's a lot cheaper to do an application yourself. Guys, like, I saved so much money because I did the application myself. So like, let's think of it this way. The amount that I could have spent hiring an immigration consultant or lawyer would instead be my pocket money as my living expenses here in Canada. Another pro of doing an application yourself is that you control the time. There wasn't really a lot of pressure to deliver certain documents or tasks at a specific day or time because, I mean, I am my own authority. I control when I want to work on my application or not. Simple as that. And like, I'm very forgiving of myself if there are certain days where I don't feel like working on my immigration application. And yeah, that's a great feeling because I don't really have to answer to anyone, and you know, I can always go at my own pace. Another pro that I think you get from doing an application yourself is expanding your learning curve. I don't know, like, I just feel like I've gotten so much better at researching and like putting two and two together when I was learning the whole immigration process myself. And because I've gotten so good at researching and organizing my ideas and following a schedule, like, I really built a lot of self-confidence, and there's a sense of self-accomplishment on my end because like, holy, I was 23 years old and I was able to apply for a study permit, a work permit, and now a PR application for myself here in Canada. And yes, in a way, it is bragging rights, you know, like, I don't need a lawyer, like, I did it myself. I don't know, like, I don't know if it's just me, but like, especially when I got the approval from IRCC, I felt like so empowered. Like, I felt like, wow, I went through that hurdle and succeeded. But yeah, to summarize, it's an overall great feeling because you save a lot more money, you hold your time, you become independent, and as a result, you build a lot of confidence for bragging rights. Okay, now let's talk about the cons of doing an application yourself. Well, the first thing that comes to mind is that you can mess up. Yeah, if you mess up your immigration application, like, you will in fact waste a lot of time. Whether you misfile a form or submit incomplete documents, or you fill out the wrong information in the application, or fill out an outdated application, this can all compromise your immigration application to Canada. And well, if you mess up, only two things can happen. One is that it will be returned, or worse, it will be refused. I guess what I'm trying to say here is that there's higher risk involved when you try to do an application yourself. And well, if you commit a mistake on your application, the consequences can be dire. Okay, now let's talk about the pros of seeking legal help instead. Well, the first thing that comes to mind is that there's less time spent on the application, which equates to less headache. Guys, the beauty about having an immigration consultant or lawyer by your side is that they can tailor fit a solution to your problem. Immigration lawyers or consultants are there to give their honest opinion about you and to already tell you how slim or how high your chances are for immigrating here to Canada. You know, it's a time saver, because why would you want to go through an immigration process that you're not eligible for and waste all that time doing so? And if you are eligible for an immigration application, you know, they will deliver you the results that you want in the least amount of time. So in fact, the money that you spend on them is not actually an expense, it's an investment. So yeah, main takeaway from seeking legal help is that you'll spend less time on an application, which will give you less headache. You have an immigration lawyer or consultant that will find a tailored solution to your problem, which will save you time and actually money in the long run. Okay, now let's discuss the cons of seeking legal help. Okay, first and foremost, the deal breaker, the cost. Yeah, Rach, I don't have that kind of money to pay for an immigration consultant, much more an immigration lawyer. And yes, it's understandable because it can cost thousands of dollars. Another con for this is the intimidation. I don't know, like, it can get pretty nerve-wracking to talk to a professional telling you what you did wrong, what you need to do, and all these other stuff. So yeah, if you're not a fan of someone being on your case, or rather someone telling you what to do, then, you know, seeking legal help may not be for you. And lastly, correspondence can be a bit challenging when you're dealing with an immigration lawyer because, like, let's face it, miscommunications happen all the time. Sometimes your schedules don't align, so it's hard for you guys to really sit down and talk about the problem. Sometimes you have a problem about sharing the problem. And other factors such as language barrier can prevent you from really divulging all the relevant information to your lawyer or consultant about your immigration problem or concern. So yeah, those are some of the things that you might expect when dealing with a professional. It can be costly, there could be miscommunication, and it can be quite intimidating to deal with them. Alright, I get you and I feel you, like I said a lot there. So let's simplify it. The first question being, are you able to pay for legal help? I'm saying this not to advocate you to spend loads of money, but you know, like, it can expedite the process of you getting an immigration application if you just consult with one. But Rach, it's expensive and I don't think I have that kind of money. And like, you did it yourself anyway, so can't I just do a DIY? Well, if that's the case, then we move on to question number 2. And that is, are you willing to do this on your own? Wow, Rach, that's a lot of pressure you put on me there. Well, guys, I didn't mean to scare you, but I mean, something as important as going to another country to start your life is really a big decision that you would have to talk yourself through. And well, if you answered no to both, well, that means that you're stuck. And it may probably be a good idea to postpone your application until you're ready. But if you're like, yes, Rach, like I'm more than willing to do that, like I'm ready for this. Well, wait, just hold your horses there. Because if you answered yes, there's also follow-up questions to really reaffirm that you are in fact ready for the next step of DIYing your application. Are you detail-oriented? Do you have time on your hands to manage the load? Are you a problem solver? Do you do well with correspondence? Do you have any experience, or are you experienced with application forms? And more importantly, are you accurate in filling up these forms? And more importantly, are you, in fact, a reliable person? If you mostly answered yes to all these questions, well then, you may be ready to proceed in DIYing your application. And well, if you answered no, but you're still determined to apply for one, well, maybe there's someone out there that's willing to help. And well, I guess that's where all the FB groups and forums come in. Yes, there are thousands of people that are facing a similar dilemma as you. And yeah, it may be a great idea to exchange information. But a word of caution, you guys. There is always risk with seeking advice from the internet. And you guys have to understand, everything is a case-to-case basis. And so, you simply cannot apply someone else's situation to yours. Aside from that, also consider the fact that there are many immigration officers that can decide on the same application differently. Therefore, it's also a matter of who reviews your application. But basically, all I'm trying to say here is that yes, you can seek help online, but be aware and, well, take everything with a grain of salt. Anyway, that's it. That's all I have for today, folks. What I shared today may have sounded heavy and intimidating to some, but just assume that that's my Halloween special for you guys. And well, in this case though, there are no tricks because this is in fact my treat for you. Rach, should I be scared? No guys. Don't be scared. Information is power, and the reason why I'm putting this video out there is to educate you guys to make informed decisions about your life. Because if you make the right decisions now, you're setting yourself up for the right path in the future. I mean, either way, I wish you all the best, and I do want you to succeed, man. Like, I do want you to succeed. Anyway, if you have questions about this video, you know the drill. Leave a comment below and I'll try my best to get back to you on that. Also, good news! We have reached our 1,000 subscribers here on YouTube, so yay! Thank you guys. Also, follow me on my socials. I have an Instagram and I also have a TikTok account, so do check that out. That's RR Again, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I hope that you're all safe, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers!